To me, mathematics is, it's beautiful just in the way that any work of art or science or literature is beautiful or can be beautiful. I think that it, mathematics has this ability to sort of pull things together and allow you to solve problems that you can't think about in any way other than quantitatively. I've always loved baseball. I've always loved watching it. If it's just a fun game, and I've been really interested in it. And one of the things that I like about it, as a lot of baseball fans do, is that it's such a sport that's great for statistics and for thinking about in this quantitative way. People are starting to think about football and basketball and other sports in these sort of statistical way more, but baseball, that's been there from the very beginning. And there's this whole area now called sabermetrics, which is this whole area of research of trying to study baseball using statistics or quantitative approaches. And depending who you ask, you'll get different definitions. But the idea is to try to understand the game better by thinking about it quantitatively. And so that's something that, of course, appeals to me for both reasons, both because I like baseball and I like thinking quantitatively. So I got interested in this and have written a couple of papers and a couple of little studies that are not deep mathematically, but certainly are of interest to baseball fans and have some academic interest in that sense. Someone once asked me, what is mathematics? And sort of the bumper sticker answer that I could come up with is something about the structure of patterns. That it's all about sort of understanding the fundamental structure of things. And I think that there's something innately beautiful about that to me. And I think that that's something, and this is in my experience with students as well as especially my own personal experience, is having that expansive view of what mathematics is. Mathematics is not just solving a quadratic equation. Mathematics is not just remembering a law of sines and trigonometry rules. Mathematics is a whole way of thinking and of approaching problems. I think what determines my research more is when I think, hey, I have some tools in my toolbox that I know I could use to solve this problem or to work on this. There are many, many great questions in mathematics that I would love to know the answer to and love to work on, but a much smaller number of those that I feel like I have something unique I could add to that, or even if it's not unique, that I have some approach that I can think of. So, I think the process is that I sit there and I try to think about the problems and I try to, scribble. It's hard to explain, right? Just like in any field, it's hard to explain what a mathematician does. But I try to do that, and then I start writing up. And I actually tend to do a lot of trying to put things in full sentences and full paragraphs and complete my thoughts of my papers early in the process, and then edit that. And often, it also very much helps to work with collaborators. I just love working with the students, and I love getting a student excited about mathematics and realizing that they can do something they thought they couldn't do, and realizing that they want to go further. And that's the best feeling in the world. And that's honestly the biggest thing that motivates me is, in this time of the semester when they're signing up for courses next semester and, they say, oh, I want to take more. What's the next math course I can take? So I think in any classroom, so much of teaching is about making that personal connection, understanding what the right way to explain things to a certain student is, as well as what the right motivators are, right? Both, what the carrots are that will encourage them, as well as giving them the tools and how to best explain things. Because we do all think differently. Some people think very geometrically, some people think very analytically, some people think in all kinds of different ways. So I think that's true of teaching in general. Mentoring, I think, just takes that a step further. And, when I think of myself as a mentor, it's really trying to understand not just what people want in the context of a single course, but maybe what they want in the context of their whole academic career or their whole lives. And trying to help them figure out how to be the best that they can be at whatever they're doing.